Thanks for viewing this video covering the benefits-led IT project at Newcastle University. We're in challenging times. Projects need to deliver, and this project set out to look at the way that we can manage the benefits of projects and make sure that projects deliver the benefits which they set out to deliver. In these increasingly competitive times, it's more and more important to concentrate on delivering the benefits from all the projects that an organisation does. This piece of work provides people with some tools and techniques for being able to do that, and some skills for individuals to be able to develop to help them to do so. There are three main people involved in getting the project off the ground. Myself as IT Director of Newcastle University, Colin Ashurst from Durham Business School, and Alison Freer of the company Lead and Transform. What we were aiming with the project was to get the best from those three people. So this is one of Colin's academic interests, it's a part of Alison's business, and it's my day job. And those three different perspectives hopefully have helped with the structuring and running of the project.
I'm Alison Freer of Lead and Transform, and what we do is we work on developing the people and leadership skills to get the most out of IT investments and large IT projects in organisations of all shapes and sizes. And we've been working with Newcastle University over the last 18 months as part of their benefits-led IT programme. My involvement in this particular project was really to ensure that people were as engaged as they could be in the learning, focusing very much on what would make for engaging practical activities, how we could bring the theoretical learning to life. Because we know that when people have engaged in an issue and they really get why things need to be different, then they're very ready to learn about how they can do it. And a lot of the practical activities that we brought into the workshops are really to give people a go, to help them to really think differently about what they themselves personally would do as part of change, as well as what needed to be done in the wider organisation.
Engaging people in the project from the outset was very important, because this isn't about dry theory. It's about using a series of techniques within a specific context, in this case Newcastle University, to drive benefits out of projects. In order to get buy-in from around the university, we initially looked at the management of the IT department, but crucially, and as we'll cover later, we also involved stakeholders and members of projects from other parts of the university. Deliberately, the workshop participants were both members of the IT management team and also people from different parts of the projects. And it was this interworking, this opportunity for IT people and people from around the rest of the organisation to work together that actually helped the workshops to be effective. Here's a summary of the timeline of the project, and this uses a model of Colin Ashurst's, the 4Es model. Starting out in academic year 2008-09, we looked at engaging, working through the initial planning and proposal and putting the whole thing together. We then explored where we were going to use these tools and how we were going to go about it in Newcastle. We evolved the thinking through the series of workshops in Newcastle and by engaging with other universities and other partners. And now we're in the stage of evaluating the project, including a final conference in March 2011. There may then be a phase of further work building upon these ideas, both in Newcastle and more widely in the sector. When we started the project, the aim was that the outputs would be a toolkit of resources that people who work on projects could use to drive benefits out, and a series of people with skills that could work that toolkit. In order to test the benefits-led methodology as well as we could, we deliberately chose a range of different projects. The university is building a medical school in Malaysia, and putting all of the technology into that medical school is itself a significant project. The recording of lectures so that students can replay them is a very helpful thing for our students, and that's a project known as RECAP. Now, moving that from a trial phase into a live service, that transition is an important process in itself. Thirdly, there's a major financial process change in the university, looking at how we purchase goods and services, so procure to pay is the name of that project. And we took a particular phase of a very, very long programme and examined that. To take a more technical project, we looked at the testing of the university's disaster recovery facilities. This is something that's often neglected in universities, and we thought that making that as robust as it could be was important. Newcastle University has a system called NES, which was developed in one of the academic departments. It was appropriate for that to be migrated from being run within the university academic department to being run within IT, and that was again a suitable project to use and to apply a benefits-led approach to. Now, the reason for choosing this variety of projects is that some of them are small self-contained projects, some of them are major phases of other projects, some of them are the IT component within major business change programs, and we wanted to have this range specifically to try out the tools and techniques across a range of different contexts. It was another intention of the programme to share the learning both across the northeast of England and across the university sector around the country, and a series of events have been put in place to enable that to happen. In the spirit of taking our own medicine then, let's look at how we drove the benefits out of this project. The first benefit we were looking for was better selection of projects around the university. It's crucial that we start working on the right things. Secondly, making those benefits measurable is terribly important, and tracking those measurable benefits through the whole lifetime of the project. And to summarise, of course, the reason we're doing this is to improve the success rate of projects around the university. Now we're going to turn to an overview of the benefits process, the process that underpins the whole of this work. Key to the whole thing is to look at why we want the improvement in the first place, and then what improvements we think we could get. Where will the benefit occur? And then for each of those areas, what can we measure, what can we quantify, and can we put a financial value on it? In a university context, this is important because a lot of projects are done for reputational improvement, and that might be the right thing to do, but to try as hard as one can to understand the financial consequences is crucial. Then looking down the left-hand side of the model, who's responsible for the delivery of the benefit? Let's try then to define the actual changes to process which are needed and who will be impacted. And at that point, we can begin to look at a timetable for changes. Then, with the two perspectives of the quantification and value of the benefits and what, how and when is going to be done, a benefits delivery plan can be produced. And the final stage is to monitor that those benefits actually are delivered and to see which other benefits can be delivered from the piece of work. Particularly important in here is to consider whether any unplanned benefits arise. As well as the expected benefits of projects, very often unplanned benefits also arise. This process will reveal those unplanned benefits and enable them to be tracked and maximised. For example, on the RECAP project, we were capturing lectures from around the university. This was initially done so that existing students could go back over material and use it for enhanced revision. But actually, this also provided a bank of hundreds and hundreds of lectures which can be used for a range of other purposes, including, for example, distance learning. So let's summarise now the learning that we've gained in Newcastle from doing this work. The first piece of learning is that it's very important to apply this thinking to real projects and to do so early and quickly with a wide range of stakeholders. Turning now to the benefits for an IT director or a chief information officer. Gaining the status of a trusted partner, somebody with whom people around the university wish to work to get their projects delivered, is important, and this project can help with that. It can also help with enabling wider adoption of a benefits-led approach around the organisation, such that people naturally tend to think that way. And finally, it can build up a community of practice, a community of people who understand this language and these ways of working, which again can help both within an institution and within a region or a wider community. So, where do we take this material next? I think the answer is two things. It will become part of how we do projects around here, both in the IT department in the university and also more widely in the university. And secondly, sharing this benefits-led approach with other universities and also more widely in the northeast of England through a series of different workshops and events. So in summary then, this has been a brief introduction into the benefits-led thinking and its use at Newcastle University. There's more information about each of the models that we've talked about and more information about each of the projects on the website. Thanks very much for listening.